Hey y'all, this is Frankie and welcome to the Joy Route podcast. The Joy Route is all about living your best life as best you can, whatever that means for you. For me, it's living sometimes in my van. Yes, I live in a van and I take long road trips. It's living my life 1 mile, 1 minute, and one cup of light roasted black coffee at a time. You see, some people will wait for the world to be handed to them. They will wait until the conditions are perfect. Conditions, y'all, will never be perfect. There's never going to be enough time. Never going to be enough time. For many, there's never going to be enough money. There's never going to be enough. You fill in the blank. Just know the conditions will never be perfect. And I understand you don't want them to be perfect, but you want them to be, you know, in a condition where you feel comfortable. But the truth is, it may not even get to that point. So today, y'all, I went to a family birthday party. The party was for my cousin and her granddaughter. At the party, there were both adults and children. But there was one very important person missing. My cousin, her daughter, was murdered on August the 5th, 2023. And the granddaughter, it was her mother. And so my cousin, it was her daughter. And her granddaughter, it was her mother. So at that party, she left behind 5 children. She was a young mother, the mother of 5 children. Her baby was born on the day she died. So they delivered the baby and she was not alive, but they were able to save the baby. And as I sat there at this party, I'm in Ohio and it's like been very dark and cloudy and I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anyone because I'm used to sunshine. But it took everything I had to get up, take a shower, and get to the family party. But I guess I should back up and say before I went to the family party, I went to visit my mother. My mother is just withering away. My mother said, "You make good beans." I had made beans on New Year's. And for some of y'all who don't know, people say when you cook black eyed peas on New Year's, it's good luck. Well, I didn't cook black eyed peas. I cooked the 16 bean soup. My mother remembered my 16 bean soup and she asked me to make her some. So I made her some soup, the 16 bean soup, and I dropped it off. And after that, I went to this family party. And I'm telling y'all, it took everything to get out. But I got out and I was able to hug the kids and just see my family and just enjoy and love on my family. But like I said, there was one very important person missing. And life is short. And we say that all the time, but we don't really think life is short because life is short for everybody else. It's just not short for us, right? We're going to have all the time in the world. Everybody we love is going to be there forever, right? The job you're at, you're going to be at the job forever. They never going to let you go. The house you live in, you're going to be living there forever. The route you take, everything you do is always going to be there. But actually, it's not. And so I'm not asking or even suggesting that you do anything outside your comfort zone. But I do hope, it is my hope, that if there's someone out there listening that has something that has been on their bucket list, their to-do list, they want to do it, and they waiting for the perfect time. I hear from some of y'all, and some of y'all have been thinking about van life. And everybody's not thinking about van life, but some of y'all have been thinking about van life or traveling more. And I just listen sometimes as people put together the perfect plan, right? They're going to have the perfect vehicle. They're going to have the perfect location to go to. They're going to go with the perfect people. They're not going to go solo. And I sit back and I listen because I'm never going to poo-poo on someone's parade. But sometimes what experience has taught me that things just aren't going to be perfect. You're never going to have everything lined up perfectly. Or even in my case, it's going to be nowhere near perfect. But I'm going to go for it. I'm going to explore and do the things that I want to do. And I understand sometimes exploring is not for everybody. It's certainly not for the faint at heart. When I got back to Ohio, and comfortable is comfortable, right? Just knowing where you're going, knowing where you're going to sleep. It's a very comfortable feeling. But I just would hate to something for someone to be out there and have something they want to do and they don't give it a try. You waiting for somebody else to help you make your dream come true or do something you've always wanted to do. And that may not never happen. So get in the van. And that's the reason why I've been doing my darndest to cross things off my bucket list, even if it's a simple thing. So I told y'all earlier about this 16 bean soup that I make. Well, I've been wanting to make some soups. I've just been thinking about it. Matter of fact, if anybody got a good soup recipe or some soup, please suggest it in the comments. But I'm just in the mood. I just want to make another soup. I want to make a soup I've never made before. So like 16 bean soup. They call it soup, but I think it's beans, like lentils. It's a combination. I don't know. But I want to make a different soup. And that's something simple. But I want a really, really good like vegetable soup, a hearty soup, a homemade soup. So again, if y'all have any recipes, so don't wait, don't wait. And like I said, being back in Ohio, my home base, it could really suck the life out of you just because it's so cold. It's so cold. But you just gotta cross things off that list, right? You want to cross things off that list. And I talk to people, like I said, and they say, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, but girl, I'm gonna lose about, this, that, and maybe you will, or maybe you won't. But don't let that stop you for doing something that you want to do. I don't know. I'm just sitting here, like I said, thinking about the family party today. And it was so good seeing everyone. And I didn't think I could make it. I was just like in one of those kind of moods where, oh, I'm not going to make it. But I'm glad I made it. I took the joy route. It was a very joyous occasion. And I want to encourage each and every one of you listening to the podcast. Again, oh yeah, I want to tell you this. I have another podcast. I don't want to share with this audience right now because I'm kind of just playing around and just doing something. But I started another podcast. And so this one was just a way, the Joy Route podcast was just a way because I hear from some of you on occasion. And you say, where have you been? What's up? And I just want to say what's up. So this is like an informal podcast. But the other one, I'm kind of like putting a lot of effort into. And so I'm really excited about it. And that's crossing something else off my bucket list too. I've been wanting this podcast, the other one, for quite a while. And I did it. And I had been waiting so long for everything to be perfect. I wanted stuff to be perfect. And it wasn't going to be. And it never will be perfect. But I'm so glad I did it. So what have you been waiting to do for a very long time that you haven't done? I don't know. But whatever it is, tell me in the comments. Get out of your chair and get in the van. Thanks so much for listening. Whatever you do, however you do it, always, always, always take the joy route. Thanks for listening. Please comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. Take the joy route.